Welcome back. We're back with another video. My name is Felix Munda, and this is the FM show. Kemsa scandal. A scandal that left a lot of questions but answers in the country. Why should people be so ruthless that you will have to take money that was designed to buy medical supplies for the people that were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic? And that is back in the year 2020, when this country required required a lot of money and a lot of support from different political leaders so that we Kenyans from the low standards of life would survive. Names that were mentioned in the Kemsa scandal left many surprised. How greedy are we to possess wealth in this country? A family regarded as royalty in this country, going ahead to steal money for medical supplies in this country. Now, the Kemsa scandal began in 2020. At least 15 top government officials were named in the scandal. The scandal involved an amount of $2 billion US dollars, which was $2 billion US dollars, and also over 1.6 billion euros. Now, combined, this amount of money was amounting to over 5 billion US dollars. The money had been donated by the World Health Organization. It was donated by the IMF. It was donated by the World Bank. There was a donation from the Chinese businessman and billionaire Jack Ma to Kenya, so that we would be able to find a way to go against the COVID-19, which had then terrorized this nation. There was a donation from Bill Gates, the owner of the Microsoft, the billionaire. But this money was meant to benefit people that were suffering from the disease of coronavirus. But this money went to the pocket of few. And that's why people like Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, that's why people like President William Ruto, that's why people in the current regime speaks with so much anguish, because this money, which was designed to benefit the citizen of this nation, this money went to the pockets of the elites in the government, and the government then was so tight held to Uhuru Kenyatta, Fred Matiang'i, and Raila Amolo Odinga as an handshake partner. They did have the money to go ahead and fund the election of and the campaign period of Raila Odinga. I'm not a hater, but according to the dig up on the investigation of this story of the Kemsa scandal and the COVID-19 billionaires, all fingers always point to Raila Odinga, Uhuru Kenyatta, and Fred Matiang'i. Among the many names that came in was a company that was held by the then deputy chairman, the deputy chairperson of Jubilee Party, David Murathe, a drunkard in disguise, a man that stood in public, a man that did everything in his power to attack the then Deputy President William Ruto, portraying Ruto as a sellout of this country. Now, where is Murathe? Now, the misuse of over 7.8 million US dollars, which was meant to buy emergency PPEs for healthcare workers and hospitals across the country, disappeared in the thin air. 7.8 million US dollars. That is a lot of billions of money in Kenyan shillings. But this money disappeared. The money was supposed to buy PPEs. These are protective gears that are supposed to be worn by the doctors and the nurses that were then dealing with the coronavirus patients. And a lot of doctors died. A lot of health workers succumbed to COVID-19 because they did not have the access to PPEs, because the money had gone down the throats of the few elites in the government of Uhuru Kenyatta. A question still lingers around the mind of many Kenyans. A promise was made to the country by the then President Uhuru Kenyatta that no matter what, I will make sure that those involved in the Kemsa scandal pay for their sins. Until today, nobody has been arrested. Nobody has been answerable for the corruption allegations that were put out by the nation media, the BBC, and the NTV. An investigation story that was dug up by Dennis Okari, then working for NTV. He dubbed it the COVID-19 billionaires. Until today, he received threats. He went ahead to lose his job. But all in all, the government kept quiet. I always sit down and think of my country in comparison with the other countries. When I think about Kenya, a country that I love so much, a country that if I'm given an opportunity as a citizen of this nation, of the love I have for my country, I will do everything to see this country flourish. I will do everything to see my grandchildren and my children live in a successful country and in a peaceful country. But wait a minute. Uhuru Kenyatta and the family have wealth abroad. They have the Pandora Papers covering a vast of billions of money hidden in Panama and Cayman Island. The same thing to Morale. The man has houses in Dubai. He has wealth in Australia. He has houses in the United Kingdom. Matiang'i, he is not currently residing in Kenya. These are people that bought properties out of the country. These are people that escaped the country. They are not citizens. They are not patriots. That is one thing. And that's where we go wrong when we choose these people. That's where we go wrong. These people, it's like you being given an opportunity to lead in the United Kingdom, becoming a senator or a governor in America, and you are not an American citizen. You get? You're not an American citizen. So for you, you will try and get the wealth from America and bring it back to Kenya. You get? That's what happens. That's what happens. You'll try and get wealth from different countries and bring it back to your home. But you are not a patriot of America, and they have given you an opportunity to rule in America. That's what patriotism means. You are not a patriot of this nation, you are just a tick, a parasite who will drain this nation and then at the head of the day run out of the country, go hide in another country, live there, become a refugee, become somebody else disguising to be a citizen of that nation, but the people of those nations hate you. More fools. Jonah Manjari was the CEO of of Kemsa. And when this guy was interviewed, when this guy was brought in for questioning, he always stood out, and one thing that he always said is that, you know what? you'll take me nowhere. A reason being, the Kemsa scandal was not about me. Me, I was acting under orders from above. If I receive a call from President Uhuru Kenyatta to give a tender to David Morathe, what do you expect me to do? Do I want to lose my jobs to become jobless so that I will go ahead and feed my kids? What? That's the question that that man asked. And it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense. You get? So the Kemsa scandal still remains. Right now, the government that has come in, the government of William Ruto, the son to Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Keith Gachagua, a medical practitioner, has been found in an implicated 3.6 billion Kenyan shillings scandal under Kemsa because he acquired tenders through his dad. And a company, a dummy company that they have created. A dummy company. You know, Kemsa scandal will never end. The Kemsa scandal will never end. Now I ask you, don't you think that also President William Ruto's family also want a taste of this awesome greatness that comes from Kemsa, where they always get away with it? Don't they want that? You know, people like Matiang'i, people like Raphael Tuju, people like David Morathe benefited from the Kemsa loot. And they are hiding somewhere nowadays. Companies that were forced. You know, companies were created like today and given tenders tomorrow in the Kemsa scandal. Today I wake up and formulate a company, call it Felix Mwanda Limited Companies. Tomorrow, get a tender of 5 billion under Kemsa. That's how it worked during the Kemsa scandal of the year 2020 and 2019. And it continues until now. The thieves in Kenya realized that there is a very untapped market when it comes to looting, and the untapped market is the market of looting in the health sector, because the health sector is a field that requires a lot of supplies, and once you get to exploit that, you will always be a winner. But whatever, man, what can I say? Subscribe to a Fame African documentary. I hope one day this country finds the right leaders that will take us to greatness. Because we have lived as that wheelers for so long. We need also to live as countries that are moving towards greatness. Now we are being forced to drink a certain drink called finance bill. It has been forced down our throat. The finance bill is a bitter pill that nobody wants to take. Whatever, man. We are just citizens. I'm just a mere storyteller on social media. Go ahead and subscribe.